excited.
So my name is Nicole, and I community organize in Pittsfield, Mass, but I live close by in Middlefield, Mass, in the country. And I'm with an organization called Roots and Dreams and Mustard Seeds, Inc. And we got started not too many years ago. We're mostly mutual aid organization in ourselves, and we love supporting people who are creating worker co-ops, and also trying to support people to around credit scores and things that would help them grow equity through cooperative housing. But as we've gotten really excited about solidarity economy initiatives for sure, and we partner with an amazing organization, Manos Unidas, who I've been organizing with for like 13 years. And they do a lot of the same projects we do, but really engage with the Latino community, and definitely some intersectional organizing. So we work together, and right now we are working together under partnership we call Our Resurge, or Nuestros Resurge. And we're hoping to co-own a building with the Supportive Equity Trust in Amherst, Mass, where we can have kind of our workers co-op startups under one building, and also other projects would be there with us too, that outreach to our vulnerable community members. So, but we have a wonderful leader named Nancy, and she is a director with Manos Unidas, and she is Spanish speaking, and she wanted to speak to the mutual aid that she's been engaged in with Manos Unidas members, and us too, we've been helping, which really speaks to food stability. And they also partner with another organization called Berger Mutual Aid, and Julie is on the line, and she works very heavily with providing support to people with disabilities. So Nancy wants to speak on the topic, so I'm going to hand it over to her. And I don't know, I think hopefully
If I could just speak real quickly, and I could also kind of give a quick overview. This is Anaelisa Jacobsen of Manos Unidas, Multicultural Educational Cooperative here in Western Mass, in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, our sweet small city. And I just on a practical note, I believe that Nancy and Mariam, I'm not sure I'm seeing them on the right call. There's no interpretation in the group they're in, and I'm trying to find them on our call. So I'm wondering if they may have been on to right group. I see Carlos here and several others, but I do not see Mariam and Nancy on the right call. I believe they were put on the wrong group.
Sorry, they asked to be moved, but I can move them back.
Oh, I think they were confused. I'm so sorry. So yes, we will definitely, if you could facilitate that, that would be amazing. And in the meantime, I can just give a little bit of an overview. Manos Unidas has been activating, as Nicole spoke to, for over 22 years here in the Berkshires of Western Mass, in the beautiful mountains. And we were actually founded by a group of Honduran and Salvadorian refugees, as well as some Colombianos. And we worked a lot around kind of building solidarity with the local incoming Latino community here in the Berkshires, and now as you know, our Latino community owned immense, and we are, you know, so excited to be building leadership with people who have often felt voiceless in our societies. So we are very excited to have Mariam and Nancy with us as soon as they do arrive back.
Bueno, muy buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Nancy Gómez.
Good afternoon. My name is Nancy Gómez.
Estoy en Estados Unidos desde hace 3 años.
I've been here in the United States for 3 years.
Y estoy con Manos Unidas trabajando con Manos Unidas desde el momento en que llegué a este país.
I've been with Manos Unidas from the moment that I arrived in this country.
Manos Unidas ha sido una organización que desde el principio me abrió las puertas para poder vivir de una manera normal aquí.
Manos Unidas is the organization that has opened their doors to me so that I can live in the appropriate way.
Que yo permanezca en Manos Unidas y que quiera seguir haciéndolo por muchísimos años, eso espero.
And I hope that I can stay at Manos Unidas for many years and continue doing this work.
Nuestro gran trabajo últimamente durante la pandemia ha sido suplir necesidades primarias y
During the pandemic is to meet primary needs.
Y una de estas grandes necesidades era poder alimentar a las personas, dado que
And one of the big needs is to feed people.
Dado que la gran mayoría de nuestra comunidad se quedó
Because
sin
most people in
empleos,
our community lost their jobs.
esta crisis continúa en este momento, ya que están
This
en
crisis
homeschooling
continues.
y esto no permite que las familias funcionen normal.
It doesn't allow families to function in a normal way.
Para Manos Unidas, para
For
nosotros
Manos Unidas,
es muy importante
it's
poder
very important to be able
crear puentes
to create bridges,
de comunicación y de confianza con las familias.
communication and trust bridges with families.
Y esto nos ha abierto el soporte en la alimentación, nos ha abierto las puertas
That's had opened doors for feeding.
por las familias, en las familias y poder
This
conocer
has
sus
opened the
problemas
families'
verdaderamente,
doors
para poder conocer sus problemas
to be
verdaderamente.
able to learn about their problems.
Tenemos un mercado de vida que son productos que nuestra comunidad consume, que son productos
We have
frescos.
markets in our lives that are products that are different that our families consume.
Y al mismo tiempo estamos trabajando
At the same time,
fuertemente
we are working hard
en crear liderazgo en nuestra comunidad
to create leadership in our communities,
para poder darle la oportunidad a nuestra comunidad de que realice sus sueños aquí donde están viviendo.
to be able to give the communities the opportunity to create dreams.
Estamos impulsando muchísimo el deseo de hacer voluntariado en nuestra comunidad, ya que en la comunidad de inmigrantes no es algo
We're trying to encourage for people to do volunteer work.
ya que en nuestra comunidad de inmigrantes no es algo que sea natural como lo
Because
es
in
en
our immigrant community, it's not something that's natural like it is in this country.
y estamos fuertemente trabajando en
And we're working hard to acquire a space,
un edificio, un
a
lugar
building, a place
donde podamos
where
encontrarnos
we can find each other, meet with each other,
y donde podamos cultivar y recuperar nuestras raíces.
where we can find our roots and work on that.
Porque una de nuestras grandes pérdidas
Because one of the big losses that we've had
es que nuestros niños
that our children,
muchos de ellos no son bilingües,
many of them are not bilingual, like it should be.
solamente desarrollan el inglés y en
They
ese idioma se siguen
start
comunicando.
speaking English and they continue to speak in that language.
Y eso rompe las relaciones entre familias.
And it has an impact on families' relationships.
Cuando esas relaciones se rompen, mucha cultura se pierde.
When those relationships are broken, you lose a lot of the culture.
Y para Manos Unidas es muy importante
Manos Unidas is really important
poder encontrar un espacio donde nos
to find a space
donde nos
where
podamos
we
reunir
can gather, where we can meet,
y donde podamos compartir esas actividades que en
and where we
nuestros
can
países
share those activities that in our countries
son tan enriquecedoras
are
y
so
son tan
enriching
comunes.
and so common.
Una de las maneras en que nos conectamos muchísimo con nuestra comunidad
One way that we can connect deeply with our community
fue cuando desarrollamos elaboramos comidas
is when we made meals,
y eran comidas típicas de nuestros países.
and they were the typical foods of our countries.
Y cada miércoles estas
And
comidas
every Wednesday,
llegaban
those meals arrived
a las puertas de las familias
at the
más
doors
vulnerables.
of the most vulnerable families.
Y esta labor fue muy bonita porque las familias
And this labor was beautiful because the families
sintieron que estábamos pensando en ellos,
they knew that we were thinking of them,
en cuál es la comida que a ellos les agrada comer.
we were thinking what is the food that they would be happy to eat.
Y se convirtió en
And it became
el día especial donde la familia se
the special day where families met,
donde la mamá sabía que no tenía que cocinar
the mother knew that she didn't have to cook,
y solamente esperaba la comida para
and she just
compartir con sus
waited
hijos.
for the food to share with her children.
Queremos continuar con
We want to
estas
continue
actividades,
with these activities,
pero lamentablemente nuestros fondos
but
se
unfortunately our runs ran out,
y estamos buscando otros caminos para continuar con esta labor.
Then Manos Unidas, I think you've heard me. So for Manos Unidas, it's very important to continue with this, to continue with this work, to support the families, and to be able to continue having that bridge with gratitude with them, where the families feel that they are important, that their culture is important, and that we are trying to conserve that culture and that tradition. Manos Unidas wants to continue with this work, but unfortunately, the funds have been gone, and we're looking for other ways to be able to fund these activities and other activities that we have on standby while we get funds. Incredible. Is it better now?
Yes.
Is it working better? Okay. So is it okay? So just a question. It's folks can hear both languages. Is that what's going on? Okay, so that's probably not good. You're supposed to only hear one language, but
Oh,
so
I can hear
you're only
English
supposed
and
to-
not Spanish.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it works.
You have to
Perfect.
turn off the original audio at the top of the toggle. But I didn't turn it off because I love Nancy's voice. You can hear it soft in the background with the English louder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So introducing Julie Berger of Berkshire Mutual Aid, which is this great work that we've been collectively seeding here in the Berkshires during its amazing ways. So Julie, a little bit.
Okay, I guess we didn't get Miriam back, huh?
I am not seeing her.
Okay, I missed Nicole's intro because of some technical issues, but you might have heard that we have a wonderful collaboration out here in the Berkshires. For better or worse, we are, less than 175,000 people in the population here. So what we're dealing with is a very different situation from other mutual aid communities, even Western Mass Community Aid and out in the Boston area. We have a lot less people and a lot less of every single minority group. And, I'm going to cry. It has just been this beautiful process, an emergent process. Really, it was the disability rights community in South County that had forged with some struggles the last couple of years, which spearheaded getting ahead of this COVID crisis through the mutual aid models that you see now across the country. We established communication systems very rapidly and were able to acquire a bank account and a grant through some guidance from Paths for Justice. And very quickly, we were able to establish a network. We're a mutual aid community, but we're really a network. We have, versus other mutual aid movements, yes, we started with the disabled women of the community in particular, and very quickly looped in the queer community, the immigrant community, Anaelisa, and the cooperatives working with different population at the fringes, the homeless community, the addicts and sober living community. We have homeless people that are both on the receiving end of services and are volunteers. And I can just keep going with every disenfranchised group that is looped in. And it has been a beautiful and sometimes complicated and exhausting work of collaboration that is filling the gaps here in the Berkshires, where our infrastructure is extremely stressed on a good day. Our budget is limited on a good day. And we have been able to, thank goodness, create a system of solidarity and mutual benefit. And there, I will just say myself, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I am a brain injury survivor. I got a concussion 3 years ago, and I'm still not able to cook meals safely. And there's unfortunately no Meals on Wheels under 65, and there's no safe way for anybody under 65 to get pre-cooked meals right now if you don't have the staffing. And I've been able to get food support from Manos, right? Other disabled people have been able to get food support from Manos. We have been able to, people who are not able to get out of the house who are on food stamps, we're able to use our community fund to, thankfully people keep finding us and giving. We've been able to use the community funds to bring people food who cannot get out of the house, who do not have their food stamps, have a gap in their food stamps, or, we've unfortunately gotten messages after 6 o'clock or on a Sunday that an immigrant family is without anything at all. And yes, we do have the food support here, and we've been very lucky for that. But how are you going to fill a last minute need within 24 hours when somebody has nothing at all? So Berkshire Mutual Aid has been able to pivot and meet emergency needs, and, including, this collaboration we have on Saturday with the food support, the fresh food support with Manos, Unidas, where we have, Anaelisa, 300 pounds of fresh vegetables, familiar vegetables going out for extra healthy food every Saturday. And this is going out with the immigrant community, also the homeless community, disenfranchised populations. We send to Bucks North, things come south to the disabilities community. And when we had a homeless crisis here strike us in July, this same collaboration was able to pivot to buy tents with the emergency fund, to buy tarps, to buy sleeping bags. We were able to move the meals from being in one location, going to immigrant families. Then we were sending them to the park, right, Anaelisa? And we're able to create a very effective, although underfunded collaboration here, which feels like it's constant fires, but thank God we are still here and we are as safe and sound as we can be. So that's a little bit about our network in the Berkshire Mutual Aid. We are truly intersectional, and that means sometimes we are a bunch of disenfranchised and marginalized folks who are thoroughly exhausted. But I think that what is emerging here in the Berkshires is truly inspirational to me. It gives me hope. And as long as we can keep moving forward and hopefully find our funding. We are desperate for funding for housing in particular. I think great things are going to happen, and we'll be able to continue to support this rural place with all of its challenges.
Oh, thank you so much, Julie.
Yeah.
And
Thank
I just
you.
wanted to weigh in once again really quickly, just in saying that I think that perhaps a lot of us who, you know, have been doing grassroots, you know, for me, it's essentially my whole life. We know that it's these very most important things that we're all doing that are sometimes the most underfunded. Because, you know, sometimes in our own case, as Julie so wonderfully alluded to, we're you know, we're multitasking and multi-juggling to make sure we're meeting the needs, and also, you know, building the leadership that needs to be done on the daily. And particularly during this time, communities of color, the Latino community in particular, which, you know, did not receive, you know, Nancy didn't allude to this, but we often speak of how, like, our Latino community here has a huge amount of undocumented people. You know, most of our people did not receive, you know, any stimulus checks or, you know, any of those supports, any unemployment, you know. And so, like, these were the bottom line lifelines that we were collectively providing, you know. And so it really became like a even more urgent matter. And you know, I'd really like to see how, as a solidarity economy network, we can build those lasting ties that can help us all kind of, you know, collectively look for the resources needed for our particular communities, so that these initiatives can grow, and so that, you know, it's not a matter of just survival for our folks. It's a matter of thriving together, as I call it, thrival. You know, and I think that's where we're all collectively, you know, going in our mindset, and I hope that that is shared.
This is so wonderful. Thank you so much, everybody from the Berkshires. I just can't wait to get out there and experience what you guys are doing, put my hands into your projects as well, move some boxes and make some meals. So thank you so much. And I'm really looking forward to having many more conversations with you all. And I'm sure I speak for everybody in this call, on this call, and how excited we are about to learn about what you all are doing. And thank you, everybody, for the flexibility around the interpretation. We are learning, we are growing and improving, and I'm really glad that it seems like it's working out.